Hey YouTube, DJ Proponer back here with another video. This is going to be things to expect at your local tournaments. If you're new to the Yu-Gi-Oh card game and you're trying to get into playing competitively, you might visit like your local card shop or something like that. So here's just a few things that you can expect at your local tournaments. So first thing you should definitely have, a trade binder, something that holds all the cards that you're willing to trade to other people to get cards that you need. Definitely know the prices of some of the cards or most of the cards that you're trying to get rid of, because people are always going to ask the value of the cards. Websites that can help with that would be TCG Player, which is what my local card shop Close Encounters uses. Usually people go for a range between the medium and low prices of the cards, so TCG Player is a great place to find the prices of your cards. So content that you should have in your trade binders would be mostly rares, any cards that are used in today's meta. So even if it's like a common, like MSTs are still good staples, Fiendish Chains are still good staples, Breakthrough Skills, you definitely want to have some sort of value in your binder, because people aren't going to be really interested in looking through commons that are worth like 10 cents. Another thing you definitely want to bring is a deck, or at least 2 decks. I personally own so many decks, and when I go to my locals early before tournament, I usually play a deck that isn't really competitive and more for fun purposes. But definitely have a deck on you, one that's competitive, that can stand to today's meta, like Nekroz, Burning Abyss, Stellar Knights, Ultra Athletes, which is what I play. But I mean, of course, you're always welcome to play, fun decks, just don't expect to win much. Most older decks aren't going to do well against today's decks because they're a little slower, and today's decks are really fast and consistent, and the people who play those decks are basically there to win. Moving onwards, what to expect when playing at your first tournament. When I first played at my first locals like a year or so ago, it was nerve-wracking for me. It was a little different because I have friends at my school or back in high school that I used to play with at like lunch and band or anything like that, and it was always fun. It was always for fun. But once you start playing in tournaments, you will be shaking. My first tournament, I played Ghost Tricks. I was shaking because I was like, oh crap, I hope I don't misplay. You're going to misplay. You might know your deck. You could know your deck really well. You will end up misplaying regardless because you're just gonna be so nervous. But after a few times playing with the people there, getting to know them, that nervous feeling goes away, and then you're just playing Yu-Gi-Oh like you would play with your normal friends. Definitely be ready for a couple of misplays, but if the people are kind enough there and you're like, oh, this is my first tournament and everything like that, they're gonna be nice to you and let you take back a few plays if they're nice, and then you can just go on from there. But definitely expect to be a little nervous if you're not really outgoing. Yeah, like I said, back at my first tournament, I played Ghost Tricks, and I didn't know what the meta was for that month or whatever like that, so I definitely didn't top. I always lost the first game, and that's just because I was getting my nerves out. It was someone new. I didn't really know anybody, and then I'd win the second game because I actually don't even know how I won every second game. I think I locked them out. Back then, Ghost Tricks were more of a stun lock because Spoiled Angel wasn't a card. I basically locked them out and was able to win that game, and then the third game, it would always go into time because I stalled for too long, and I would lose every third match because they did like 100 damage to me and I couldn't do any damage because they were destroying my monsters or attacking me directly, and I couldn't set up a board. But like I said, definitely expect to be a little nervous at your first tournament. Once you start playing at your local tournament every week or twice a week or anything like that, you're going to start to get to know the people there. When I first started playing at Close Encounters, When I first started playing at Close Encounters, I didn't know anybody there, but I mean, after trading with a few people, you get to know their names, you start remembering faces, you get cool with the people, and then they're always, happy to see you, always asking for trades and everything like that. So you'll end up knowing pretty much 90% of the population of that locals after like a few months or so, and then you'll kind of mix in with the crowd. It really helps making a few friends. At my locals, we have a Facebook page for like our local area, so I was able to get invited to that page, and the community there is pretty cool. There's always people looking for stuff, and you can post looking for stuff as well. Ask around, and if you can get invited to that, definitely get invited, get a part of the community so that you can start asking for stuff and helping people out when they're looking for stuff. Just have a blast doing all that. Where'd this cat come from? Another tip for playing at your local tournaments, definitely know the most recent ban list, because there have been players in the past who've come to play in our tournament, and beforehand, like before the match, they were asking if like a certain card was like banned or anything like that. But if you go to the Yu-Gi-Oh, like the official Yu-Gi-Oh website, they have the limited and forbidden list there. Definitely know the... My cat just yawned, that was weird. weird. This is like, Definitely know the most recent ban list and what you can and cannot play in your deck, what numbers of certain cards you can play, whether it's, limited, semi-limited, or just completely forbidden. Because you don't want to enter the tournament and then have cards that are banned, like Pot of Greed. Don't end up playing Pot of Greed in your deck when it's banned, and then I don't know personally what happens if you accidentally, play forbidden cards in your deck. You probably have to restart the match, or you might lose the match. Definitely know the most recent ban list. In my personal experience at my locals, I don't really play to top. I usually play for fun, play some, casual decks. I think the only somewhat competitive deck I have are Ultra Athletes. They've topped twice there, actually, which is kind of surprising. I made it into the top 4 spot. I didn't expect to actually, get up there, but if you really want to end up topping out your tournament and getting whatever rewards they have, definitely start building top tier decks like Nekroz, Burning Abyss, Stellar Knights, Please, definitely Please. Those are like the top 4 decks that usually end up topping at our tournaments. And I mean, sometimes there could be, that one Harpy deck, that one Ultra Athlete deck that can get there. It's really, the heart of the cards. But if you really want to win, look into getting a top deck. Well, that's it for this video. I hope this video helped you figure out what to expect at your local tournaments if you're planning on joining a tournament or just, going to a card shop to hang out. And if it did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content as such, don't forget to subscribe. Click the annotation over here to subscribe to my channel. And click over here to watch my Dev Pro duel against Nekroz with my Ghost Trick deck. Alright, that's it. I will see you guys next time.